Good morning, Chicago. Yeah, and a lot of other places too. Arcadia, California, or Phoenix or Tucson, Arizona. Kelowna, Canada. Houston, Texas. Omaha, Nebraska. Leawood, Kansas. Or my hometown, LaSalle, Illinois. Or Tomahawk, Wisconsin. Pittsburgh, New York. I can say that because so many people we have met doing missions. Bill, Dick, and I travel most of the year doing parish missions, and we meet people like you from all these places. And it's so nice you stay in touch with us, and we really appreciate it. But it's Monday, right? Yeah, that's when I do these things. So it's time for coffee, and I have mine behind me, and so if you want to get yours, get your coffee. Here you go. Since the last time we talked, here's some things that are on my mind. Number one, we hope you're okay. If you're not, and someone in your family or friends that aren't well or struggling right now, let us know. Contact us at VPMC.org so we can pray for you and put the intentions at our altar. It's important that we get that information. Secondly, it's easy to conclude, I am not retired. People who retire, they retire because they worked their life and they would like to do some things they didn't have a chance to do. So they might want to travel, take a cruise. They can't do that right now. They might have sights on going to New York to see some Broadway musicals and plays. That ain't going to work. Can't do that. Or maybe take off. They retired and want to go and play a lot of golf. Go to resorts. Get a group of guys. We used to have a sixsome that traveled to play golf and had a great time. And, you can't do that right now. Or maybe just slip off to Las Vegas and see the entertainment and some of the finest restaurants in the world. Yeah, okay, and do a little gambling too, just to have some fun. You can't do that right now. So it's not a good time to retire, okay? So I'm temporarily unemployed. And hopefully when we can open the churches again, I'll be employed again. And I look forward to getting back doing missions again. But in the meantime, like everybody, we're struggling and we're doing what we need to do. And third, here's what I'm thinking now. This is the serious part of it, okay? I want to be part of the solution and not part of the problem. Let me tell you what I mean. We're all in a new world. This is a new normal, okay? And we'll adjust to it. But if you're somebody who wants to protest and is angry, and so here you are standing shoulder to shoulder with somebody, no mask on, and all you keep hollering is, I want my freedom, and let me get my hair cut. I don't know, it just seems like there's too many I's in that, and there's too many me's and too many my's. And so you're part of the problem because we can't be together. We can't solve this together. So, yeah, we got to make some sacrifices. Let's all do this the same thing. And so you want to be part of the solution? Okay, wear the mask. Stay home. And if it's not essential, you don't need to do it. Keep your distance. And then you want to be part of the solution. Start thinking about doing for others, especially those who are struggling, who are risking their lives throughout this. I've been telling people, I'm trying to do different stuff every week. I pick a different group of people. Now, obviously, we're good at praying. But I know St. Vincent DePaul, he'd always had this thing about, I could have done more. God, all the stuff he did for the poor and changed the country. Maybe changed the world. And he always said I could have done more. And so I'm always trying to think of doing some little more for those people who are risking their lives. And so each week I do something different, whether it's for the pharmacist or and take the mailmen that deliver our mail every day. Take them to lunch, buy them lunch. I don't take them, I buy them lunch. I bring cookies and stuff to the firemen. And this week I'm working on a project for the grocery store. Next week it'll be the policeman. It's not about me, please. It's just that I'm trying to give you some ideas how to be part of the solution of being in this together. And so we got to continue to pray, that's for sure. But that's a given, especially with people like us. That's a given. So, to be a part of the solution, you got to stay inspired. I talked about this last week. People can inspire us to make a difference. Our Holy Father, he taught one of his homilies last week was on Christianity has to be concrete. And, I heard that for a long time, and I don't think he was in the cement business, but I kept thinking, what are you talking about? And then, I finally got it. He wanted us to understand Christianity has to be lived and seen and felt. It can't be just talked or preached. So it's a matter of let it be concrete. Get your hands on it. And so that's what I'm working on. And I just think, also I can be inspired by people who are creative. I like people who are creative. Let me tell you about Tammy Jo. Tammy Jo is really creative. She lives outside of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and her husband's been sick for a lot of years, and he finally died. So she went to her little local newspaper and wanted to put in this nice, long obituary to let people know about Billy. Some things they may not have known. So she wrote it up, and she brought it in onto the editor of the paper and said, I'd like this printed in the paper for the obituary. And so he took the piece of paper and saw how big it was, and she said, "Ma'am, it's $10 a word." Oh. She took the paper back. She said, "Well, in that case, just put in there, Billy Bob died." And then he looked at it and he said, "But however, ma'am, there's a 7-word minimum." So she paused and she said, "Okay, Billy Bob died. 2,000 pickup for sale." I was being creative. I'll tell you who's being creative. This young girl named Ashley. This is how you're part of the solution. And she inspires me. When the governors and these people have their briefings, they have somebody there that does sign language. Now, if you notice, the governor or the director of healthcare or something may have a mask on. They're trying to show you should wear a mask in public. The signers don't have a mask on. And the reason for that is people who are hearing impaired, they not only look at the sign language, but they look at your lips. So Ashley, she sees this. So she decides with her sewing machine to make masks with a little plastic in the middle of it, so that people who sign can wear masks, because the hearing impaired can look at their lips. Wow, that's being creative. That's being part of the solution. So let us not ever forget our praying. We need some good stuff to happen. We need a miracle. We can't stop praying. We want to be part of the solution. So be creative in helping. Stay inspired. I don't care who it is that keeps us on track. And then finally, what I'd like to do is conclude, because we need to pray and we need to have a miracle. So I thought today I would end with a prayer. And if you have your mission prayer handy, and if you don't have one, go on the website, vpmc.org, and you can find all about this miracle prayer that's said by millions of people all over the world. I like to say it today for the miracles that we need. So if you have it handy, join me. If not, just listen and get a copy of it. Divine Savior, transform me into yourself. May my hands be your hands. May my tongue be your tongue. Grant that every faculty of my body may serve only to glorify you. Above all, transform my soul and all its powers, that my memory, my will, and my affections may be the memory, the will, and the affections of you. I pray you to destroy in me all that is not of you. Grant that I may live but in you, and by you, and for you, and that I may truly say with St. Paul, I live now, not I, but Christ lives in me. God bless you all. See you next Monday.